I've been a software engineer for the past 6 years and an AI engineer for the past 2 of them, so let me show you 10 Claude Code tips and tricks that will make your work with Claude Code way easier. Number 1 is to use Visual Studio Code as your IDE because it's very intuitive, it's very easy to work with, especially for beginners. Tip number 2, go to your Claude Code extension settings and enable bypass permission mode. Why? Because Claude Code needs permission to basically do anything. Sometimes it's just really annoying, especially if you have another work to do outside of your laptop. Yeah, it's just very annoying to check Claude Code every 1 minute to give it permission to do something that is not dangerous at all. So when you check this bypass permission mode, you can activate it down here, and the bypass permissions means that now when we prompt Claude Code to do something, it won't ask us for permissions. Number 3 is to always use CLAUDE.md file and to always leave it polished and in markdown format. The markdown format is very important because when your CLAUDE.md file is in markdown format, it is way more accurate than if it's not in markdown format. Same for the prompts when you prompt ChatGPT or Claude. Number 4 is to use the message queuing. Yeah, it has built-in message queuing. What this means is that, let me say, what is the weather now? Just for an example. Number 4 is to use the message queuing in Claude Code. Let me show what I'm talking about. So let's start building the front end now. I'll just switch to bypass permissions, click enter, and let's say, let me also implement external APIs. As you can see, we can send more than 1 messages to Claude Code at a time. So even before it's finished its first task, we can prompt it to start the second task. And this asynchronous approach is very good because you don't have to hold your thoughts or write them somewhere. You can directly send them to Claude Code and it would process them when the time comes. Number 5 is accessing Claude's memory through the terminal. So we can write /memory and continue in terminal. So here we can basically access our project memory, which is this Claude.md file right here. So we can edit it manually, it doesn't matter. The more interesting thing is that we can access the user memory, which is basically our global memory, which Claude uses for every project that we create. So if you click enter, it will prompt me to a notepad where I can edit this memory. Next tip, really useful, is to give your prompts, especially when you're building some application or some defined end result, is to give success criteria. And the success criteria basically helps Claude to build the exact thing that you want, because if you don't give it a success criteria, it can build something different. You have to go back and forth prompting it, just spending unnecessary credits. So just make sure you always give a success criteria when building something with defined end result. Number 7, some useful /command. So /clear will just clear the conversation. /agents will show us our agents. I'll show you how to build Claude Code agents in another video. And /model will give us the ability to switch the models, which leads us to tip number 8, and that is to use the model depending on the circumstances. For example, if you're building a SaaS, if you're coding, yes, use Claude Opus 4.5 because it's the most powerful model at the moment. But if you are asking Claude Code, for example, for step-by-step instruction on how to set up your Google Sheet connection with Anytime, for example, you can use Claude Sonnet 4.5 because this is just a simple task and you don't have to waste credits using Claude Opus. It's for managing your credits in the best way possible. If you want to go one step further, you can prompt ChatGPT or Claude which model is better to use for a specific task. Number 9 is after you make changes in your code or just in your MD file, for example, you can prompt it, show me what you've changed plus explain. This will help you to see the change, and second, to better understand the approach and why Claude Code has taken specifically this approach so you can understand your code better or your approach better. And finally, number 10 is specifically about writing code. When you write code or just prompt Claude Code to write some code for you, don't forget to put this prompt, review this code like a senior engineer, because this way it can find a lot of errors and refactor it and do all kinds of stuff for you. And as we can see, when we prompted Claude Code to review this as a senior engineer, it immediately found an error. This prompt basically works as you are pair programming with very senior developer, which is pretty useful, especially if you're a developer and if you want to level up your skills. Those were the 10 most important Claude Code tips and tricks. I've got many more, so if you want to see part 2, just drop a comment down below. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a ton. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.